Hey, so what's up? This is second video on the Shield RMS um, handgun sight, and it's a micro reflex sight made by Shield. And this is how it looks mounted on a Glock 19 Gen 4 MOS using the Shield mounting plate, which you see right here. And I will say the mounting plate is very, very nice. They machined it very well. I mean, super tight. When mounted on the Glock itself, I actually had a hard time removing it. I just left it in there. I put it on there to test fit, and it was so tight that I just didn't even bother trying to take it off. I just left it in there, which is good. That's what you want. You definitely want a tight fit on your plate and your sight as well. That's why a lot of companies that do slide milling, they ask you to send in your sight so that they could get a better tolerance, a tighter fit. So I'm very, very impressed with the plate and how's the quality and the machining on it, and also the the fitment to the slide itself. Very nice, very impressed with that. You can see right there, it's very tight fit. Well, that is nice. And then the sight itself um, fits well on the plate. Obviously, they're both made by Shield, so that's to be expected. Okay, and then we have the plate uses two screws to mount to the slide, and then the sight itself uses two screws to mount to the plate. The red dot on this is for MOA. You can see it right there. And what's cool about this sight is that it's low profile, so even using standard height sights, you can still co-witness. So you can see that right there. So that's pretty awesome. You don't have to get those doofy suppressor height sights, which I can't stand. Very lightweight, very small profile, clear glass. The glass is very clear, especially compared to the Burris Fast Fire 3. It doesn't seem to have any coating, no yellow or blue or any type of tinting on it whatsoever. Very clear. There are no switches on this sight. It's automatic. So some people might not like that. I would have definitely liked the switch. You know, I like to control when it's on or off, but whatever, not a big deal. The battery supposedly lasts like 3 to 4 years, according to the manual or the little pamphlet that they include with normal use. I think it's motion operated, so if you set it down, it probably shuts off, and once it senses motion, it turns off. It's also auto adjusting for brightness. And again, there's the little dot. Look at that. So it looks pretty clean, the dot itself. Very nice, round. And that's for MOA. So my previous video, the unboxing one, I said this was an adjustment screw, but I was wrong. According to the pamphlet or the manual, this screw is to set the tension on the adjustment screws, and it's something that you wouldn't adjust. They recommend you to leave that alone. I guess they use that at the factory to make the adjustment, and you just you're not supposed to really mess with that. So only ones you have to worry about the top one here, and that's the elevation, and then The one on the side is for windage. And then you see that little hole in the front, that's actually to push out the battery tray. So you're supposed to use the little included hex key. You just, let's see if I can get that. I'll try with one hand. So you just push it through. You know what? It's gonna be a little tough to do with one hand. But anyway, you just put the Allen key in there and then you tilt it to the side and you push a little lever and that'll push the tray out. It's pretty easy to use after you do it once. And the battery tray just pops right out. And you put the battery in upside down, so the positive side goes down, negative side up. Then I have here the Burris Fast Fire 3, so you could compare the size. As far as the weight goes, I looked it up. This is only 0.61 ounces. Very, very lightweight. Definitely heavier than the Burris or than the Fast Fire 3. There's a pretty good difference in weight. Although this is pretty light as well, but it's heavier than the Shield RMS. And then the size, you can see how it's longer. It has a longer, the Fast Fire 3 has a longer footprint. You know, the Shield RMS is shorter, and it's also not as high. The Fast Fire 3 is taller, and that's one of the selling points of the Shield is the low profile. How low it is. So, and because it's low profile, you can use standard sights. You don't need tall sights to co-witness. But yeah, it's noticeably shorter than or noticeably smaller than the Fast Fire 3. Trying to get some good angles so you can compare it. Let's see each side. There, here we go. There we go. So yeah, it's a lot shorter, a lot smaller from all dimensions. And then again, I did mention the glass itself. On the Burris, you can see all that tinting. You see yellow, some blue, some yellow. It's not. I mean, it's very noticeable, the glass tinting, whereas the Shield RMS is like 100% clear, not a single bit of tint. Even from the front, you can see that very clear. Oh, you can probably see my fingerprint on it already. Now the actual field of view on it, see how I do this. It's comparable. They're very close. I think the Burris is has a little bit larger field of view, a little bit larger glass. It's a little taller, but the width is almost the same. So not noticeable difference as far as the field of view. So, anyways, just wanted to give you guys a look, give you a better look at it, at the sight mounted on a Glock. And this is the Glock MOS 19. The sight looks like it was made for it. It's perfect. The width is exactly the same width as the slide, and the height is very, very low profile. Again, that is their selling point. And I'll take it to the range soon and put it to the, put it to its test. See how it goes. As far as making the adjustments, it's pretty easy. I didn't feel any detents, so there is no little clicks. And unlike the Burris, you have no markings. See, the Burris has markings, and I think they also have detents. So every time you turn it a notch, you feel it. Whereas this one is, you don't. You just turn. But it's super easy to adjust. They include this little tool, which I don't think is even necessary. The only thing you would use it for is to see which direction you gotta turn. You're supposed to stick the little Allen wrench through here and pop it out, and then pop it through the bottom, and then use that. But not necessary. I think that probably makes it more difficult to adjust. Just use this, turn it until you get to the point you want it. You get the dot where you want it. Not a big deal. Easy to do. So that was the Shield mini sight mounted on a Glock MOS. And so far it seems pretty nice. It looks good, it feels good, and it's working good. But of course I have to take it to the range and test it out. I did sight it in, I sighted it in against the sights itself. I just lined it up with the sights for now, just to see. All right, so thanks for watching.